Hello and welcome back to another video. I'm Zelp and today we're going to do a grinding method video. You guys liked the last one with the seeker volley. So this time I'm going to show you a different method. This is introduced to me by a friend and it seems to be a lot more convenient and it also works pretty fast. So let me show you. The key here is an ability called particle ram. So you do need to have this at least. So let me explain a little bit of this skill, what it does. It deploys this area in front of you like a shield, but it doesn't actually absorb any damage. Instead, it deals damage to whoever that touches it. So it's quite a large area, and whoever that touches it will take 1.5 damage per second. This means that if you kill an enemy, he will actually die if he is within that area. You can deactivate it by pressing it again, and it will launch out this big thing right in front of you forward for 6 seconds. Now mine is maxed out, so it lasts 6 seconds. If it's a new one that is not maxed out or ranked up, it does slightly less damage, and it also does it doesn't travel that long. The key here is that the area is really big enough that any enemies or fighters that actually wants to attack you will fly past you, and when they do, they actually touch this particle ram, and that is one of the key. The other good thing about it is the cost. It costs 50 flux energy, but the moment you deploy it and it becomes like this thing covering the front part of the ship, it stays there until you deactivate it, and if you don't deactivate it, you'll just stay there until the end of the game. And this is very important because in our last few videos we mentioned how materials can be hard to get and how much you actually need them to do things. So this will save you a lot, because imagine one whole game you only need to use like 50 flux energy, so topping up or going to the next mission might not be that hard. At least you'll be able to save up these materials. This one you still might need to use it to pull off what I'm going to show you. Now if you've seen my last video on the farming one with seeker, what is it called, seeker volley, we still have to deal with the cruise ships by shooting them with the cannon. I don't see a easier way out of that. If you know of one, let me know. So we will still use the cannon, but it's going to be a lot easier to farm with using particle ram. Okay, something that I realized that has changed since the time I made that video was that they added a new part to Earth, which is this one. I believe it came out like after a while, after a few days of launching. And then so they added this one, and then now Jack Lane seemed to be the lowest level one that actually has 4 cruise ships and 60 fighter. So it's no longer Bandar cluster, instead it's going to be Jack Lanes now. So we're going to go for Jack Lanes. Okay, so the idea here is very simple. You want to get notice, then you want to turn on your particle ram, and then after that you can actually camp in your fort artillery and shoot down or focus on the cruise ship. But before I start, I do want to show you guys how it looks like. So if I were to turn it on, I have the particle ram on right now. I'm gonna go out just to let you guys see how it looks like, and so that you have a rough idea of how big the area is, so that you'll further help you out when you fight. Okay, so this is roughly the area. Is like double the length of your ship, and it covers, well, a good sum in front of you. All right, and if you were to shoot it out, you'll shoot out in forward, in a forward motion. I'll probably shoot one out just to show you guys how it looks like. Just need to go back in. Where's the door? Okay, let me just go back here. Now you do kind of want to have long range weapon, because that is how you can get noticed easily by shooting them from a distance. If you have a short range weapon, you actually kind of need to move forward, unless you want to spend like your missiles or something, which I don't recommend. Since we are trying out or showing you how the the range attack for the particle ram is. I'm gonna do it right now. So this is how it looks like. It comes out in a forward motion. It actually damages anything that comes in contact, and can contact things through rocks. So let's say you have a reactor on the other side that you want to destroy, you can actually use this to destroy it, no problem. Okay, so now I'm gonna try and get attention. So they are going to start coming to me. Really, I don't have to do anything, I just have to wait for them to come to me. The beauty about this is that when they touch the particle ram and die, the loot is close by, so sometimes it just gets instantly absorbed into your inventory. Sometimes it's just a little bit off, and all you have to do is just like move or wiggle your ship just a little bit, and you'll get it. You'll get whatever it is that is outside. See, there's one over there that I did not get, but yeah, it's going to be close by at least. Okay, so now we see the cruise ship. Something that I learned about the ships around this game is that they kind of have parts, like body parts. And let's say if I were to aim the cruise ship, but I was shooting his thrusters, one of the oh boy, what just happened there? So I believe I actually hit his thruster instead. So what happened is, if you hit the thruster, it takes damage, but it doesn't really take a full damage. You cannot take him out in one hit that way as well. So it's you kind of want to aim for his head, or as long as it's not part of his thruster. And the cruise ship has 3 parts, so we actually knocked down one of it and it did not kill him. Otherwise we should have killed him in one hit. I'm actually going to go to the back and see if I have enough materials to craft another dome charge, simply because I wasted one. Oh, thank God. Okay, now I can go back out. Okay, and let's focus on the next cruise ship. There he is, behind the rock. There you go. So aim for the head. There you go. You can get it in one hit. If you hit the thrusters, you're gonna take more than one hit. This also depends on his level. If his level is like really high, then I guess you need more than one hit. But that is with or without. Ooh, it's gonna be close. There you go. Now I'm not too sure if this is actually, will it end the game faster, but then it's definitely a lot more convenient because they are coming to you, they die next to you, and you get the loot. So it's just so much more convenient. Like, I didn't even move, but I can actually go back and craft a dome charge simply because the loots are with me. Nice. So that is all for the cruise ships. We can come back up. Oh boy. Oh, I need my what do you call? I need my buff. The this frame is actually very squishy without the buff, and I went with like max power strength in order to get a lot of. There you go. Now what you want to do now is really just pull out your repair kit and start repairing. I mentioned in my last video, was it my last video? Might be the video before that. I don't know, I'm making daily videos now and I can't keep track. But affinity actually plays a role on how much intrinsics you get. So if you, by doing repairs, you actually get a good amount of affinity. By having enemies board your ship and killing them, you also get a good amount of affinity. So in that sense, getting boarded is actually not that bad, especially if you can handle it. Okay, so technically in certain circumstances we are pretty much done, right? But there are times where you have that that extra mission. Like in this case, we have that extra mission, so we kind of have to do that before we can go. So if you want to calculate the timing, time the time taken from when we start until like around this point where we end, and refine and whatnot. In fact, I'm actually gonna go refine. Let's see how much materials we got. It's a lot easier not to miss materials this way than by using seeking, what do you call, seeking Wally. I keep forgetting about that. You can see that we already have 2 maxed out, which is great. Okay, now we have to go do that 3rd mission, which is a drag. Okay, so that is pretty much it for this video. I feel like if possible, go in with an extra teammate, because whenever there is that 3rd mission that pops out, it's always a drag to do that alone. If possible, maybe you can get your friend to start doing it while waiting for the fighters to kill themselves and stuff like that. So yeah, it would be a lot faster with an extra teammate. And finally, I just want to say, enjoy the game. I hope this helps you. Don't get burned out, and have fun. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.